Hey coaches, going back through and reshooting these videos for daily insertion. These videos are more for players than they are for coaches. Coming into a new program, the players had some trouble knowing how to jump from video to video to video. So this is day one, AirRaid day one insertion. Might be a little longer because we got to get through the number of plays, but for us, insertion means a run, a screen, a quick game, a 90, an RPO, and then a trick play. And I won't draw the trick play up, but I'll talk about it briefly. So let's jump on it. We're going day one insertion. We put in our counter. That's 25, 24, 25 to the left, 24 to the right. Our rules: we are a 2-foot split on O-line. Our rule for the play is gap down backer. And we have quick screens on both sides. So we got a Larry going over here and a Roger going over here. So for our quarterback, he will pre-snap this is a counter going to the left. He'll pre-snap this walk player. He will pre and post-snap this backside walk player, and he will read the defensive end. And we're big on, we want to point the ball at our read. So he'll point the ball at this defensive end as he reads this play. So according to our rules, I drew this thing up versus a 4-4 like I did last time. This is very typical of what we get. Usually they'll put the 3 technique away from the back. So gap down back told us we will right step, left tackle will right step towards the 3, left guard will left step towards the 3, and this is a power double. This is not a traditional combo. He will, this backside, we say it's 3 hands in. So the left tackle will have 2 hands in, the left guard will have 1 hand in, and the left guard will be looking back at this backer. If this backer tries to backdoor us, he will pick him up. If he just tries to scrape over the top, we'll let it ride. We'll go 4 hands in and try to get vertical push on this one. The center, his rule says to block back on the 1. The guard will track and gain ground and kick the defensive end. The right tackle will pull, and he's pulling for play side backer. F will counter step, and then he is aiming to make this a B gap play. We'd like to stick it, although we will read this block. Sometimes we'll log this thing and it'll bounce wide. Again, reading here, if he gets a hard chase, and we just tell the quarterback, hey, if he's chasing so hard that he's got a good shot of tackling this running back, then he will pull it. If he pulls it, he immediately gets his eyes on the walk player, and we're playing this game over here, this 2-on-1 game on the backside. So the rule is on front side pre-snap, if this walk player is messing around at all, if he's faking blitz or blitzing, then we're going to take 2-on-1 right out the gate. He'll take the snap, turn to double play. Same thing on the backside if we're getting any kind of hijinks before the snap. But then his eyes will return to him post-snap. If he pulls the ball, his eyes return to the walk. Normally the walk will come down and try to take the quarterback. We get a 2-on-1. It turns into triple option football. So that is our counter play. That's 25 to the left. If we were going opposite, we would say 24, counter to the right. If we wanted to run the switch and have the quarterback run it, we would just tag this play with 25Q, and now the F would be on this side. He would run across and probably block that defensive end. The quarterback would ride him, and then he would run the counter himself. So this is our first run, 25. All right, next one is our quick screen. We already got it drawn up to a certain extent here. Here's how quick screen works for us. And this is our Larry Roger, or what I guess what's referred to as spot screens, or right now. Some offenses call them right now screens. But it is over time, it has been our #1 screen. It is a low investment, high return screen for us. So drawing it up against, still keeping it against this 4-4 cover 3, and if we call, this one would be Larry to the left, Roger to the right. We put them both in the same day. Here's the rule: against zone, we'll go Larry first. Against zone, the quarterback takes one step, the X takes one up, one back, one in. We want to be moving towards him a little bit. H will go 1 yard in front of the X and take most dangerous. Normally that's number 1, but sometimes it's number 2. You know, one could drop and number 2 could come buzzing, then he would just turn and get number 2. All right, he's going to take most dangerous there. The left tackle will take a down. In this situation, he's got a B-gap player. He will ricochet off this B-gap player, and he will run the sidewalk. He'll try to come as flat as he can. The left guard will step in, again, trying to draw the squeeze by the defensive lineman, and then he will run the alley. The backside of the O-line will just pass pro. F, we tell him it's a free shot on a D lineman. Come in here and sting one of them. On the backside, they can run the Roger the same way. All right, so this and with the quarterback, he is catch it and pop your feet, turn the double play. You're not even getting the strings on this. We want the ball gone right now. So that is a Larry to us. Roger would be the opposite way. All right, and both of those go in first day. Our next one is our quick game. Quick game. This one is a little bit more investment goes into this one, but it's been probably our best pass most years, probably 15 out of 20 years. Larry 7 and 9 has been our #1 pass. But it takes some time. It takes some reps. It's a high investment play. But once you get good at it, you get good at it. It's one, unfortunately, it hasn't been very productive for us on JV, but you know, we put more time into it on varsity, and it's become very productive for us on varsity. So 7 and 9, 7's to the left, 9's to the right. We have a 3-step slant by the outside guys. We got shoot routes, which are no more than 1 yard deep. Getting to the numbers is where a shoot route goes. You always got to fight. Shoot routes tend to want to get too deep. All right, so 1 yard to the numbers is where he's going. F has got a middle check. That means he's checking this linebacker. If he blitzes, he's picking him up. If he doesn't blitz, he's getting 3 yards deep and trying to stay straight in front of the quarterback. If the quarterback moves, he'll move. And then it comes down to how you read it. So let's say we've got a 7 call on. 7 and 9, you know, the play is identical to everybody but the quarterback. The quarterback is the only one that 7 or 9 means something to beyond a mirrored route. So if we call 7, his first look is the backside slant. His second look is the play side slant. His third look is the play side shoot route. His fourth look is the middle check. Progression read, and with progression reads, it gets as simple as this. Quarterbacks got to memorize the progression. So for 7 and 9, the progression is slant, slant, shoot, check down. That's just progression. It doesn't matter what formation we're in. We can be 3 by 1. We can be no backs. It doesn't matter. It's slant, slant, shoot, check down. He just memorizes that. His eyes need to travel with his words. All right, so that's 7 and 9. What we tend to get here, because we're looking this way first, this ends up being the man side, and this ends up being the zone side. So, you know, good old AirRaid says, if it's man, you run. If it's zone, you sit. So we end up getting, with whatever kind of expansion this guy gives us, he would find windows. He's either sitting in front of them or behind them. Typically, we get some expansion by the walk, but it doesn't matter. He's finding the windows there. Then there's tags that usually go in the third cycle that we go through our insertion. So typically we're 2 by 2 the first week of insertion, 3 by 1 the second week, and the third week is when we start putting in our tags. All right, next one is our 90 for this week and our this day, and the 90 for this day is called 90. It's our shallow route to the right. So it would look like this. We would go slot over, we'd put the X on this side. This is 90. So quarterback, when he hears a 90 number.
Section A of remediation is now over at this time. Please make your way to the cafeteria for a snack and bus ticket. Thank you.
All right, so 90 is our shallow to the right. When a quarterback hears 90, he knows he's on a 3-step drop, then he's gonna fast feet. 90 tells him his progression is shallow, dig, back. Shallow, dig, back is his progression, but he's going to keep his eyes to the right. So the typical mistake for the quarterback is he wants to look left and track that shallow coming across, but the trick to it is get your eyes to the right and let the shallow run into your view. So A should be on the shallow. We tell him aim at heel level of the defensive end, heel level, and bring it all the way across. The Y is on a 10-yard dig, and that dig, sometimes they call it a hunt route, because as soon as he finds the open grass, which is almost all the time, as soon as he finds the open grass, he's going to sit. X is on a post, just because we don't want anyone messing with this backside with the dig, so that tends to occupy the safety. And then Z is on a vert, and we will tag both of those. We got a little signal where we can tell them to throw the vert. We got a little signal where we can tell them to throw the post. But typically it is 1 to 2, and then check, check, swing on the backside to 3. That's his progression. All right, so that would be 90. This is one, we feel like this is a play you could call 10 times in a game. This should be our number one 90. It's a great call no matter down a distance. All right, so shallow dig back, shallow to the right is our 90 call. Next one is our thunder. Thunder is our first RPO that we put in, and like all RPOs, they can be pretty dang deadly once you get good at them. So for us, this would be slot thunder. The way we work this is we've got 3-step slant, 3-step slant. We are reading this guy. So the quarterback, just like before, the quarterback aims the ball at the inside backer. For the offensive line, we're running a run play. So we use a scoop technique on our RPOs. We're getting this kind of look right here. He's going to counter, but he knows he's hitting it up in the A gap. So it's all based on this one. If he steps down or comes over, quarterback's going to pull it and deliver right here. If he sits or backs out, quarterback's going to hand it off right there. Over here, we still got the Larry going on the backside. So day one RPO is slot thunder, and we're reading the inside backer. Whatever he does is wrong. All right, our trick play for the day is called Fox. Fox is basically fake a screen, throw a deep kind of play. So we just add Fox to the end of any screen we have in. So for today, it would be Larry and Roger Fox. We fake a Larry or we fake a Roger and then throw it over the top, take the touchdown shot. All right, so that's day one insertion. We'll go through all 4 days. Hopefully this is a lot easier for players to really visualize. Remember, in July, we have 1 day of practice and we got a passing league, so we need to be ready to go on day one insertion. Thank you.